Welcome back to God's Secret. We'll talk more about the afterlife, after death, ghosts, souls and spirits, what goes on. We were talking before, in previous video part 1, about a woman named Katan who was possessed by the spirit of a woman named Rosa. Yuhuda was talking to the spirit of Rosa in Katan, and the judge in the court said that she had relations, unmarried, 100 times. And it didn't create peace in heaven or on the earth by this relationship, and she had to answer for that. He continues, I explained to them I had done these things because it was the way I thought. And that's what she said to Yehuda, Rosa, in the body of Katan, who said to the supernal court in heaven, I didn't know any better. I thought it was all right to have these relationships the way they were. And they told her, do not speak. Say nothing else. Then for 100 years I had to go with angels of rage. Wherever they commanded me to walk, they warned me not to disobey, not to change what I said. Then they returned me to the supernal court to receive my judgment. They had me swear in the great name that I would not transgress what they said. They called 4 angels of rage and said, these will be over you. One on each of the 4 sides of the world. So then the angels took me to a scary desert full of snakes, scorpions, dogs, and evil beasts of many kinds. They were all spiritual entities. This wasn't a physical place. All the souls who pass this way tremble. In the desert, I was given 27 lashes a day, and they walked me into another desert which no eye has seen. I didn't know how to walk there alone. They ruled that I had to chop wood. I was brought to another court. It was in the lower half of the upper firmament. In this court, our ministers were in charge of punishment. It was then given my accounting. The ministers in the second court are different from those in the first. They made judgment concerning my punishment. It should be said now, it should be known, that the God has no interest in punishing souls. All of these punishments come only for the purpose of correction. All of this chastisement comes only to bring the soul to a higher level of peace and revelation, correction. Then they came, they gave me to 4 angels of rage, and they took me to the desert again and gave me 17 lashes. Yeah, these angels of rage, they took me out in the desert. They gave me 17 lashes every night. And I chopped the wood. It's like chopping my own flesh. And the wood there is not like the wood of this world. All the time I was chopping wood, it was opening up the flesh in my shoulder. And if I ran out of wood, I was under order by the supernal court to go back to the desert to get more. The wood I cut had to return to the court to burn. The angels of rage went with me. Each year after I finished, my sentence of wood cutting is ordered by the supernal court of the firmament. I then entered the second court, and there was a third court in the atmosphere below the firmament, where there is written the document, as the years passed, of my punishment. How many years were left for me? Anyone who comes to this supernal court have punishment and lashes. In all the days of the week, these souls have no rest except on the 6th day of the week at the 6th hour. At that time, we're bound in chains, and there stands around us angels of rage who guard us till after the Sabbath is concluded. There are also winged angels who sit and tell each other concerning the works of the wicked, their evil guile that they worked while they were alive, and the punishments that the supernal court has ruled upon them. Even on the Shabbat, we have no joy. On the Sabbath is there we remember our sufferings that we endured during the past week, and we think about the punishments and the sufferings that are about to come upon us in the future as soon as the Sabbath is over. We feel little relief when the meditation to raise the souls of the dead is said, called the Kaddish, when it is said for us. We know few who know how to say it. All the souls here are naked as in the day that they were born. Everywhere I look, I see groups of souls who transgressed sexually. The God does not embarrass the wicked before each other. There are separate places for those who transgress different transgressions. In these places, they come to fix the damage that they did to themselves and the other souls that are connected to their root and source. We have to fix the damage we did to other people and to ourselves, emotionally, spiritually, physically, and also the relationship we created with the God, the damage that we did in this world. I was punished for my sexual activity. I did not know what is done in other places. And again, this is the soul that has inhabited the body of Katan, a soul named Rosa. And she was a ghost. In this world, fleeing from these angels of rage that follow there, that prepared her to enter the realm called Hell or Gehenna, where her soul is cleansed. She didn't merit to go there yet. And to get away from these angels of rage, she jumped into the body of Rosa. Those here who are chained to dogs are incarnated next time as a dog. It was ruled concerning me that I should be in the place of evil beasts. After that, I was sent for 7 years to swim at the beach. For 2 years, I had to hover over the graves of the city where I was born, in Baghdad. Hovering over the graves of the dead is the worst suffering. As there rises up guilt and regrets, I saw my soul hovering over a grave, screaming in a great voice. I was suffering greatly from the evil scent. It was ruled upon me that I had to fly in the atmosphere of the firmament at a height of 40 years from the earth. Only to this height are the spirits flying above the earth. It is at this height that we receive judgment from the supernal court in the firmament. Then, hovering over the graves or the sea, this is a distance of 2 or 3 stories above the earth. We don't have the strength to rise above to the next firmament. Height more than this is not ruled for us. If we were to go higher, we'd be burned by the fire of the firmament. We're not refined enough to go up to a higher level. It's ruled upon us that we must float around in the cities where we used to live. This troubles the spirit very much. When the angels of rage want to increase the burden of our yoke, they rule that we must go to distant cities. This is much worse. Even if we're always running away from our angels of rage, we can not get any further away than the limits to which they bind us with. If we try, they hit us without holding back, with lashes of remembrance as prescribed by the supernal court. But not any more than that. The angels of rage do not have permission to stop us from doing evil, such as damaging a man or entering into him to escape their lashes. And that's what happened with Rosa here, entering into Katan. She wanted to evade her correction with the angels of rage, so she jumped into the body of Rosa. And this is a very prevalent cause of mental illness in our generation. People have multiple personalities because there's multiple souls dwelling in their bodies. Unless the supernal court is specifically ruled so, the angels are prevented from stopping this soul, this ghost, this earthbound soul trapped between worlds. They can't prevent it from entering into a body. But these souls don't just enter into any bodies. Most of the time, the body is prepared by certain errors or lackings that allow a place for the ghost, the soul trapped between worlds, the earthbound soul, to enter into this living person. The soul to enter and join with another soul impregnated in that body. Not impregnation like in a child, but it's called, it goes within the body. We should be spared from this. And the souls where this happens are very confused. If we do not enter into a man or woman, if we do enter into a man or woman when the time comes that we're obligated to bring our wood to the supernal court to burn before them, then the administrator over the spirit takes it out by force from the animal or human whose body they haven't occupied. Sometimes the bodies, the souls that are trapped between worlds, these ghosts, they're in a state which is called by the prophets kof hakela, the hollow of a sling being thrown from one side of the world to the other. They sometimes flee even into the body of an animal or even stones because they can't face their correction. It's too difficult for them, they think. So to bring it to the supernal court, they're taken from that place, that body that they inhabit, when it comes their time to present their wood to the court. There, the wood is burned, and they're lashed, and after it goes back to the animal or person, to us this offers, the soul, Rosa said, to us this offers us no benefit, except escaping from the lashes of the angels of rage. The meditations, the Yuhudim, the meditations of our names that the spiritual master does, like Rav Yuhuda in our text here, our case file, these cause more pain to the spirits than the lashes of the angels of purification, but these meditations of divine names do make a correction to the soul and allow it to move forward into another state of incarnation or go to the Garden of Eden after it receives the purification from the hell, Gehenna. Then it can go to Gan Eden or another incarnation. We'll have more for you later. This is God's Secret signing out for now. Peace to you all. All blessings.